What's up, fam? Um, L.A.R movement still moving. I'm really gonna try my best. And I'm gonna play this from time to time so people can know where I'm coming from, right? If you look at the title, I miss and feel my inner beast. So I listen to watch Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing, right? And I didn't see the one with Sugar Ray Leonard recently, but then I saw 50 Cent put up a clip of it, and Mike Tyson, and he took this clip, and I watched the whole episode after this, right? What's up, Chaos, man? How you doing? And what he said in this clip, I'm gonna play the clip.
I know the art of fight. I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring. Because I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for. And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you believe in me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss them. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. Because I don't want that person to come out, because if he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just, I hate that guy. I'm scared of him.
What's up, Devin? What's up, Fabian? And people don't understand that. A lot of people don't get that. When you are, sometimes you're born fighter, born this, born that. What's up, well? You know, you have that inner thing within you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's Mike Tyson. What's up, George? And he I don't even know how I can hold it together. He made me think about some things by saying that, because we all have an inner beast, and I miss him too. You know what I'm saying? You get taught, hey kids, you get taught you get taught combat, you get taught competition, you get taught how to break people, and you know how to annihilate people, how to destroy people mentally and physically. And the older you get, you have less and less and less outlets to continue that. It ain't just age. It ain't just you age out. It's also, you're supposed to be civilized. You're supposed to just bottle that up. That was supposed to be back in the day when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? Quiet, what's happening? You know, man, don't Salon, man. We gonna, yeah, man. I get that. Thanks, Quiet. So that part I miss. You know what I'm saying? That inner part of me in my personality that I can't bring them out all the time, because they ain't really no well, you. It's no outlet for them. It just be a rogue part of my personality that just is gonna go left, and it's gonna go left because it's supposed to go left. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be wild and free. You know what I'm saying? You get taught when you're younger how to hone that stuff in. And here's the thing: when you young and wild, and you young and you raw, and people are trying to mold you into something that can take harness your own skill set and master that part of you. As you get older, as you get older, you know how to do it better. But now as you got older, there's less outlets. Now that you really know what you're doing, you can't bring them out, and then you start to miss them because you go out in public and people say things and people do things and people try things, and then and part of you is like, you about to, yeah, I'm about to throw you through a wall. Uh huh. Yeah, I hate all y'all. all y'all enemies. Because I remember Tyson Mike was talking about this enemy complex where when it was time to get at it, everybody was an enemy. The opponent, the trainers, the people working with him, the managers, everybody had to get it. And you missed it because, society is so quote unquote civilized. What's up, JT? You know, society is so civilized that people want to talk. People want to be passive aggressive and use microaggressions, and that's how they get it out their system. And when that ain't you, because it's a wide range of people, a wide range of personalities with a person's inner beast. You got people who are quiet to people who are loud. You know what I'm saying? You got people who are hilariously funny to people who are just stone cold serious. And like Mike said, man, sometimes I go out into society, and sometimes you do. All right, I'm glad you voted, fam. Sometimes you go out in society, you do feel like a bitch. Like you do, like, man, if I could just if I could just let loose one good time. Like you have no outlets. You know, you're supposed to grow and have all these nice things and you know be quote unquote successful and have a good lifestyle, but the inner core, that ain't what the inner core wants. The inner core wants all the the niceness, but you need a you need you need something to destroy every now and then. You know what I'm saying? You need to just let it all out every now and then because what winds up happening is you start to miss them because it's unhealthy because that part of you can't really come out, and now you gotta hold them. You gotta hold them. You gotta hold them. You gotta put them in solitaire. You know what I'm saying? You gotta lock them up. You gotta cage them up, and you can't feed them. You gotta starve them. And what's weird about it is, you know, that's why like I understand Mike said I'm scared of him because if he come out, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You know, what's happening with it, Ted? What's up, fam? If he come out, it's over with. And you be thinking about that, like, man, now I got the part of my personality that came from probably harsh upbringings or all the painful things, the things that made you angry, the things that made you stronger, the things that made you more aggressive, more assertive. Sometimes just um, put your killer instinct like over the top. You scared to bring that out because when you were young, like I said before, you didn't have the knowledge of what to do with it. Then when you get old, like, man, I can't bring this dude out, man. If I bring this dude out, like he know what he doing. Like, and the question is, does he care, or is he one of the days where he cares, or is it one of the days where he don't care? And and then you think about all the things people been hurt, you've been cheated, you've been used, you've been, what I'm saying, you've been beat, you know what I'm saying? You've been played, and you know who to get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, release the crack, and yeah, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? You've been all of those things, and you know who to take it out on. You know who to get at. Hey Naima, how you doing? Thank you, sugar. You know, you know, yeah, exactly. Well, because I remember personally when I knew I couldn't, when I had to really hone in the dark side of my personality or whatever. Yeah, I don't consider the dark side of my personality. I just consider that more so me than anybody else. Because I grew up in chaotic environments. I had chaotic environments. I had peaceful environments, but I was more comfortable in the chaotic environments than the peaceful ones. But the reason I say what I'm saying is, um, man, thanks, Ted. Man, oh dang it, you know, I got you, fam. I got you. You know, um, yeah. I definitely get that. And but that's part of the thing. Like I remember, like some people say, the first time, my first gun, right? I went to the gun range, And some people are like, oh man, it's the feeling of power, and you get a hard on and blah blah blah. I was the complete opposite. I was like, nah, I don't like this because it ain't hands on. If I want to do something to you, I want to do it to you hands on. I don't steal, I rob. You get what I'm saying? The person, as far as my personality, I'm not finna wait till you gone and steal something and play all nice and friendly and all that. Nah, I'm gonna come right up to you. I'm gonna take it. And you can't, and that's why you get scared of that inner beast, because if that's your personality, you know what that entails. You know what that means. And a lot of people can't handle that, and society ain't really built for that. You get what I'm saying? Marcus Love, what's happening? He said, this is the issue. Like, because I'm listening to Mike, and Mike is just like, is it became very much so clear. I couldn't express it. And some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So from time to time, I'm gonna play it, because I'm gonna play it now. So y'all get why I'm making this statement. It's Mike Tyson.
And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss them. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. Because I don't want that person to come out, because if he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just, I hate that guy. I'm scared of him. And then Alexander in the book.
See that like he misses that inner beast, but he's scared of it, and I very much so understand that. You know, no, you can't lose the killer instinct. I feel thanks, Marcus. You can't lose that killer instinct, but that's the thing. Like, it's so frustrating to have your killer instinct and not be able to use it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I got people, let's go hunting. Like, I don't want to go hunting. Why not? We're gonna go shoot some deers and some hogs. Deers and hogs don't hunt. That's why I don't want to go hunting. I don't have a killer instinct for killing things that don't hunt. So why the hell am I gonna do that? I'm gonna go get a goddamn rifle to blow the neck off of a deer, as if a deer is somehow a threat to my life. Seriously. I'd rather just go to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? You want to go hunt? Go hunt a razorback with a knife. See how that work out for you. That's gonna be different. You know, yeah, Keith, like like he really, he struck a nerve with that, man. Like, because, and a lot of people don't realize is, like, sometimes we have conversations. I'm really trying not to get too. Listen, I'm gonna have to. People really don't understand that with some people, they're not scared of you. There are a lot of people who just aren't scared of you. There are a lot of people who just, you want to argue. They don't want to argue with you. You got a lot of people who, they don't want. They really not seeking out confrontation. They're not trying to be a badass and tough guy. They're not doing none of that. But the thing about it is, you think they don't want no problems because they scared of you. They're not scared of you. They're scared of themselves. They don't know if they could reel that person back in, because that person been caged up so long, might not come back. It's kind of like the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? The Hulk is the personification of that. They came a point where, guess what? Banner can't come back. No, Banner can't come back. I ain't got time. No, Banner, you can't. We're not finna go around being you. Mm-mm. We've been you for too long. You had all these years to be you. I don't like it. Why be you? Why don't I just be this? Whatever life happens, it let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Be kind. What's up? And people, oh yeah, yeah. And I think about it so often, because, like, when Mike said, sometimes I feel like a bitch. Like, Sometimes people will say something, a person to do something, and they got something to hide behind. You know, I remember going to work one day, and I got pulled over, and normal shit. Cop get insecure, pull his gun out. Just a regular traffic stop. Just a regular traffic stop. And I'm sitting there like, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of the gun. I'm not scared of the badge. What I really want to do is break your neck in front of all these people. That's what I wanted to do. It's like, and make them suffer. But it's like, man, I had to pick my son up from daycare that day. Like, you really think you that powerful? You really think you in a position? And when people do that, like from time to time, like sometimes my son's mother will get out of line, and I could say what I want, and in my mind I'm like, you can say whatever you want. Truth be told, I could do whatever I want. And then you get in that mode where you don't. If I don't have the outlets, and now I gotta figure it out, and I'm scared because if I just let loose, I've been caged up for so long, I don't want to go back. That part of you just don't want to go back. Now, people don't understand that, the missing and the fear part is because you wonder why a person who could be so aggressive could wind up being so docile. And it's because that fight to keep the beast inside is really the longest, hardest fight you're going to have in your life. That's a fight that doesn't stop. Because if you have that inner spirit in you, it's a lot of work to cultivate that. It's a lot of work to quote unquote become civilized. It's a lot of work to be calm, to be peaceful, to be humble. It's a lot of work. It's a 24-hour job. Like, you got to do it in your sleep. And I remember, like, the reason why it's touched me, like, so last year I had a friend of mine staying with me, and I was doing my best. I was on my best behavior for the most part. And we went out. Well, she wanted to go out one night, and she took too long. And I was like, I'm going to bed. And I guess she was upset. She went out and came back. And when she came back, she tried. I guess she was. I don't know what it was, but she got too close to me when I was asleep. And see, I can handle myself when I'm awoke. I can handle my personality. That I can control my personality when I'm woke. And I knew this is when I knew I had a lot of control over myself now. Is I don't know what she said, what she did, what she tried to do. All I know is I scared her because I immediately woke up and I was at her throat. And I caught myself right when I was about to clench. And I was like, oh, because my instincts and my reflexes ain't to be nice. It's not to be gentle. It's not to be understanding. It's not to be patient. That's not my default. My default is the complete opposite. And I had been struggling with that for years, even as a child, because there were times where I let people off the hook, and there were times where I went too hard. You know what I'm saying? You get tired easily. I feel that. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I feel you on that, Marcus. And you don't realize how much you got to fight that. Like a lot of people don't get it. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was like in 5th grade. I was talking and talking, and then I went to DC to see my dad for the summer. And that was the first time I just started. I was fighting the whole summer basically. My dad wanted to see if I could fight or teach me how to fight or whatever that. So me and the kids just fighting all summer. And that's when I learned my first lesson with that inner instinct, right? What's up, I am Alpha? You know what I'm saying? What you got to? Yeah. You know it, George. You know it because and that's why I said I struggle with that because some days I'm like, I really do not care about the consequences. Like part of me is like, and part of me like plan to not get caught. And it's a hard thing, like a real hard thing. But I was fighting that whole summer, and every time I went, somebody else would come. I went, somebody else would come. I went, somebody else would come. And then it got tiring. Like, man, I don't even know these people. Why am I fighting all these people? I don't even know these people. Not everybody want to fight, and it's like, and I think if I'd have went down a path that, because part of me was like, drop them all, just drop them off, just drop. And the other part of me was like, yo, I wanted to play basketball today. I didn't want to fight. So man, what am I supposed to do? Like it got to the point where me and such and such got into it the first night. I didn't know I was there to fight like that for something. So me and him fight, throw him in the closet one day. He's mad. We fight after that later on that night. Then we fight the next day. Then I fight his brother, I believe, a day or two after that. Then they got this bully in the neighborhood. I'm fighting him. And it got to the point where one of the cousins was a girl, and now she wants to fight. And I'm like, fifth, sixth grade, something like that. And now I got this little duality, like, I don't want to fight this girl. Like if I fought them, and I'm fighting the people that they bringing, and now I don't want to do that. So this girl, she fights me, and I'm not fighting back, and then they trying to make fun of me. What's up, King? They trying to make fun of me because they're like, you let her beat you up, and I'm sitting there like, what y'all want me to do? Beat the brakes off of this girl? Y'all done see me beat up people twice my size. Now you want to act like I can't? Like, what you want me to do? And then I got and then I got in different sports. And for the most part, like I said, when I was a youngster, I was never in a gang. I was never a drug dealer, nothing like that. All my friends was in gangs and dealing drugs. That was the interesting thing. But that just wasn't my style, because I used to like, if me and you gonna get at it, I want you. You know what I'm saying? I want you. Like, my friends used to bring me around on purpose, and sometimes just by mistake, because they knew if we really got at it, I'm gonna get at somebody. And nobody looked at me like that, because for the most part, like I remember in 8th grade, I got my ass kicked by one of my teammates. And that's the thing about this, how you miss it and you fear it, because a lot of people don't realize this. When you get that killer instinct turned on, you don't cut it off, for one. But I can tell the difference between a person who never really, who don't understand it, because you gonna get your ass handed to you sometimes. You gonna get your lunch. Somebody gonna eat your lunch for a time or two. You gonna get clocked in the mouth. You gonna get hit upside the head. You might get you might get gut punched, and people might break you from time to time. It might happen. You gonna have to get up, dust yourself off, and go back at it. But everybody, oh, you got hit, you got swept, you got this. Like, people will tell you, excuse me, that go with the territory. You ain't never seen somebody who had a fighting spirit, not just a fight like the fight, but just had a fighting spirit, who never got touched. That's what lets you know what you made of. How you respond to getting touched, how you respond to getting knocked down, how you respond to getting your ass kicked. That's what lets you know. That's what lets you know what you made of. Because and that's what makes you smarter. Because people that hit you and do things to you, and you be like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, I didn't even see that. What the hell was that? Like, because you got to sit like on that hot boxing podcast. You got Mike Tyson right here, and then you got Sugar Ray Leonard. They're the same person, but when you look at them personality, when you look at how they speak and carry themselves, they're completely different. No, they're the same person, and they both had struggles with that inner, that inner beast. They both like that guy. They both like that guy. You know what I'm saying? What's happening with you, man? And I mean, the other thing about it is, as a man, like I miss that inner beast, because, and I fear it to a degree because it's not as necessary. America, that that part of you is not as necessary. We make this up like some. You got to be prepared if something does happen or something may happen, but for the most part, you don't really need to be a protector in America. For the most part, you really don't. So now that part of you is dormant. You see these guys just let themselves go because what I got to what I could just press a button and the police gonna come. You just call 911. I could hold it, and what I mean by that, if an alarm go off, if somebody actually broke into your house and the alarm goes off, what are they gonna do? 9 times out of 10, they're gonna run because they looking at the time. You know, you actually think if you get into a shootout, when you shoot back, people gonna stand there and y'all go, this ain't a movie. This ain't. So you miss that in the beast because ain't nobody really gonna challenge them like that. Nobody's really gonna challenge because people start getting into self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? They start getting into that situation. Yeah, Conor McGregor just walk away. That's why a lot of times people don't realize like we gravitate me and my coach, we got a boxing podcast, right? And I love fighters and fighting ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a child. At first, my first, because Mike Tyson was talking, he reminded me of something in that, like my first real heartbreak was watching the Olympics in Seoul, Korea, when Roy Jones got robbed for his gold medal. He walked off the towel on his head crying. Man, that broke my heart as a kid. I didn't know who Roy Jones was. I didn't even know boxing like that. But the fact that the dude was so masterful and so good and they just stole it from him, man, I was mad. I was mad for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Mad for a long time. You know what? I didn't even think about that because I don't go outside the country like that. I was mad, man. I was mad, and it reminded me of, like what Mike Tyson was saying. Because when I was in Chicago, I wanted to box. I really wanted to box. They had a boxing gym like a block away from my best friend's house. But the guy who was the trainer, they said he was a child molester. So I went there. Because sometimes people lie. So I went there, and there was something creepy. I've been there. I went there a few times. I wanted to fight, but there was something creepy about the guy. So I was like, I gotta go, because I'm not big enough to fight this guy off. I just can't trust him. And I thought about that because if y'all don't know, Tyson and Sugar Ray, they when they were older talked about sexual abuse. I never had to deal with it, but I do know that the most aggressive guys that I've come across in my life were either abused by a man or a woman at a young age, or they had to protect children from being abused by a man or a woman at a young age. And that never cut off from it. Never. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I can say that is because, one of those people was my old man. And I have a certain demeanor that just came straight from him. You know what I'm saying? Just came straight from him. And it's for people, it's hard to understand. And my dad, I remember, and I know it was bad because my dad lived with me for a couple years ago, and he had a heart problem. And this is what I mean by, sometimes you miss it, but sometimes you fear it. He would do stuff that get on my nerves. And one day, my car got skint because he was parking crazy. And I just told him, I said, listen, man, you keep playing with me, I'm going to punch you in your heart. We're going to end this thing. And we have a similar personality, He know I wasn't lying to him. But I know it was wrong to say per se. But if I would have did it, I would have never been like, oh, my dad has heart problems. I punched him in the heart. He killed over. Oh, I probably wouldn't have been like that. I'd just been like, hey, I told you. You know what I'm saying? And if my father gets treated like that at times, what do you think I treat other people like? Like, if you really cross that line with me, you're not finna. I'm not. He's gonna get it the easiest because he family. You know. But that's what I mean by it's not necessary. That part of your personality, it's just not necessary. It's hard, and it's hard because, to be perfectly honest, man, you want to be that guy. You really love that guy. Like, people don't realize that the inner beast in you is a beautiful creature, but it's not a creature that's made for this society. And people always talk that alpha shit, and this alpha. If you talk alpha, be alpha. We was gonna scrap, fam. You alpha, be alpha. This sounds alpha. This looks out. Alpha ain't a look. Alpha ain't a sound. Alpha is an action. That's what alpha is. It's an action. Like, if you think you're gonna dress up alpha, nah. You can be alpha and dress up, but it's not you can have a bold voice, but alpha is what you do, and you ain't never heard of a person as an alpha who don't do shit. That's why there's this low key hate towards the swag thing. You know what I'm saying? That swag shit, swag because you got swag. You alpha. No, the fuck you not. You just know how to dress or whatever. Just stupid shit. But the other thing is, I miss it, but I don't want to be that, but I don't want to lose it either. Man, Mr. Griffith, thank you, fam. We gotta thank you. Like, I don't want to miss it. Like, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that, but I don't want to lose it. Like, you get certain amount of pleasure. Like when Mike was talking about studying the art of war. Like, for all the men in the chat, it wasn't any like if y'all like, okay, the Oklahoma drill wasn't that exhilarating? Because I think most people play football from that. They'll probably remember when we had to line up, lay down on the ground, get up and just smack another person. Just wasn't that was like that's something you can't get back. You know what I'm saying? Like that Oklahoma drill is something you can't get back. You playing bull in a ring, and people just coming from everywhere, and you just gotta just crack somebody. And the part of your personality be like, man, I don't care how big, how small, how fast, how slow, how fat, how skinny. I'm trying to break you in half. That's what this is about. Coach, you say you trying to take your manhood, son. You know what I'm saying? That was so exhilarating. You never want to lose that, but you don't necessarily want to be that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Unconventional. You could do it. It is one of those things that a lot of people don't understand, because like what you said, Marcus, about the art of war. That's the crazy part about the art of war. Basically it says, if you can avoid war, and this is like most people who are fighters at heart with spirit. I'm not even just talking about mental. I'm not talking about physical. I'm just talking about a fighting spirit too. Like, they don't really want to be at war all the time because though it's exhilarating, it'll put you on your toes. You kind of lose so much humanity that you might not be able to relate to what you would consider regular people. So that's it's kind of like the pit bulls hanging out with the chihuahuas. Like, you can't really relate. And because one of the things Sugar Ray Leonard was talking about, he lost He never lost his ability to fight, but he lost the ability to fight with conviction because he couldn't be that person no more. And it's not that you can't be it because that person is still in you. That person is definitely still in you, but you don't want to transform all the time. You don't want to lock in for a long period of time and be that wound up because the older you get, you can't really lock in and be wound up like that because you have so many other responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be a parent like that. You can't be a husband like that. You can't be somebody's man like that. You really can't even be a good friend like that. But you don't want to lose that person because just in case somebody decide to jump a little too fly, you could just pull them out. You could pull them out the bag, but you can't necessarily pull them out the bag because you don't know who you're gonna get. Because that's the one thing Sugar Ray was talking about. He said when he fought Hagler, he didn't know it still worked until he hit Hagler the first time. You're like, pop, oh, this still work. And see, we don't talk about that like that. One of the things about that inner beast is when it's dormant for so long, you don't really know if you could still operate in that same way. That uncertainty, that fear that you might not have it no more, And we do this with a lot of things, like, struggling. You're struggling to be that best version of yourself, and it's like it's difficult, very much so difficult. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Well, hold up. What'd you say? I don't even be knowing that y'all be oranging, fam, because I'm on StreamYards. Yeah. you, well, I mean, we don't, the crazy part about that beast thing, the inner beast, is you're not really going to unleash it on family unless somebody really crossed a line that really ain't no coming back from, but they can get it, But the keeping them in the glass case is like it's so damn difficult, man. It's difficult. And the other thing about that is, insecurity versus security. See, your insecurities make you more of a beast because I'm not, because when you start out young. I'm not big enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not mentally tough enough. I'm not, they told me I'm not fast enough. I'm not slick enough. I'm not this, I'm not that. And you become so insecure, those insecurities drive you. You start working on these things. I ain't gonna have now one weakness. I'm not strong enough. I'm gonna hit these weights. I'm not fast enough. I'm about to sprint I'm gonna do everything to speed up. I'm not smart enough. I'm gonna learn everything on the planet. And that insecurity drives you. And you miss, and to a degree you miss that insecurity because you might not be able to replace the drive that insecurity could bring. Anger can bring a certain amount of drive, but insecurity of you trying to prove that you are better than people say you are, or you are better than you believe you are, or you are exactly what you say you are, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? You testing yourself day in, day out. You competing against everything day in and day out. You looking at everything around you like, I'm better than that. I'm better than them. I'm better than them. I'm better than them. Yeah, they said I was this. Watch, even with these things, I'm better than them. I'm better than them. And then you get to a certain point, you get secure. You get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you get soft. You get soft because it really ain't nothing to be insecure about because you done secured everything. There's no lion to kill. There's no mountain to climb. You already killed that lion. You already climbed that mountain. You made a new lion up, killed that one, got a new mountain, climbed that one. And if you accomplish so many things and you realize, that's it. Was this a waste? Because part of that inner beast is you want to be king of the hill, but the journey is more important than the throne. When you're sitting on the throne and you looking down and you looking at the view, it ain't really much. The work looks like it's useless. I was clowning about that. What's happening, General, man? Big Poke Dog, what's happening? I was clowning about that when I was watching Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I say about Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury, he wants to be the king, but he don't want to wear the crown because it ain't fun no more. The beast can't really. You need to be a beast to be the beast. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you need to do, and you miss that challenge. Like sometimes some of us, very few people can be the beast that everybody hunts and enjoy that. Few people could just really be the king of the hill and enjoy that. And because a lot of people ain't built for that, because that's a whole nother animal. It's a whole nother amount of pressure, because now you really gotta mentally prepare for the fact that this person is coming to destroy you and annihilate you. And they're trying and they're looking for little chinks in your armor, and you don't know what those chinks are. So now you got to prepare for everything that could possibly be there. Now you got to talk yourself up like you never talked yourself up before. Now you got to back it up like you never backed it up before. And you got to do that over and over and over and over and over again, to the point that you got to understand something. Your body might break down and nobody cares. You might have a mental lapse. Nobody cares. You hunted. You know what I'm saying? And the people that can live that, they love it. They love it. Because now I got to figure out how I can annihilate you, even with a broken body, even with a broken mind. My spirit could be broken, but you ain't, but it's something in me that's just gonna come out of it. I'm not just gonna keel over. It's not gonna happen. And that's the other thing about it is ego. You miss the ego. You know what I'm saying? I miss the ego of it, the ability to say I could do everything, anything. You can't stop me from doing a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm the greatest thing. I'm the greatest thing since peanut butter and jelly, since sliced bread, since air. You ain't gonna stop nothing. Oh, pulpit, I see that west side. You know, you know, you want the other part of life. I feel you on that, LaShawn. Like it's like, ugh. And Mike Tyson was talking about it, like, the ego. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize. Like, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I was maybe a sophomore in high school. I wrestled, I think my freshman, sophomore year. Didn't really like wrestling, but it's a form of combat, So I learned some things. So we went to this particular tournament, and I'm just, wrestling. Like, I can kind of beat people just on pure strength alone. I didn't always win because I was new to wrestling, but I won most of my matches just on pure actually strength, not even athleticism. I was just stronger than everybody. And they had this one guy is like, yo, dog, this dude real. Like, yo, you gotta fight such and such in the next round. You gotta wrestle him in the next round. I'm like, okay. And they're like, no, you don't get it. This dude real, like he's serious. Like, yo, he's serious. And I'm looking over, and he over there, and I'm like, and I see him, he beat somebody, and they talking to me, and basically they got me scared as mother. I'm like, all right, I just can't let it happen. So sometimes fear, like, can drive you like, man, I don't care about this dude. So I get into the ring, and I'm looking, I'm like, it went from fear to like, it's gonna be whatever it is. I'm finna go at it with this dude. You ain't finna just dog me. So first, period start, beep. He shoot, nothing. He starts to feel my strength. Problem. He shoot again, grab him by the waist, chuck him clean out. And anybody who's been in a wrestling ring, you got the small circle in the in the middle, and it's a big circle. I chucked him from the center clean out of the ring. He landed on his ankle or leg. He was done. He was done. I lifted him. I didn't do it on purpose, to be perfectly honest. It was just a reflex because I couldn't clench his leg when I was lifting him because he shot and I caught him like by his waist and I caught his back by his back leg and I was trying to flip him over to pin him like clench him and he just flew. And then he was done. He quit. And that was the first time I saw somebody's eyes. Well, that was the first time I really paid attention to somebody's eyes change from I really want that smoke to I don't want no more problems. And that translated into football when you can, when they tell you keep your eyes open, you hit somebody in the face, and you see them go. I used to get a kick out of making people cry. Like I'm gonna hit you dead in your mouth, or I'm gonna blindside you. I'm gonna come somewhere. I'm gonna hit you dead in the face, and people used to just cry. Same size to big mugs, just cracking. And I remember like the worst thing was, and the reason I'm saying this because of the ego, like your ego starts going, I'm finna give everybody the business. And one of the guys, never forget this, he was actually a wrestler too. I'm a lightweight. So at the time I was like wrestling from 12 to 35. I want to say from 12 to 35, maybe 15 to 35, something like that. Because I could just switch weights or whatever at the time. Well, this dude was like 168 or 175. We played against him in football. They give this guy a handoff. I think I'm playing strong safety at the time. I hit this dude dead in the face. And he's a big swole cat, so he had to be like over 200 at the time. I hit him so hard that his eyes, your eyes just his eyes crossed, but I hit him so hard I almost swallowed my damn tongue. And I could tell at that point he didn't want no more problems. And I never forgot. At that point, I'm like, all right, I see what this is. What's up, Phineas? The ego, like I could do anything. I do anything. And Mike Tyson talked about it later. He said, I still to this day feel like I could do anything and I'm invincible till I feel that nerve in my back. And it cracks me up because I've heard so many things over the years that some days I feel like I could still do anything. And then my hamstring will start hurting. My back will start hurting. You know what I'm saying? My head will start hurting. My shoulder will start hurting. And it's like, oh man, I was invincible, but I guess it's cold today. It's this wind kicking my ass. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize the reason I bring up the ego part is this. Your inner beast loves his ego fed. You got to starve that inner beast ego. Because if you start believing in yourself, and people say they believe in confidence, when you believe you can do shit and you're really confident about it, and you're going to put the work in, and when it's time to lay it on the line, you will, whole different animal. You become a whole different person. It's a whole nother personality, a whole nother person. You might be this person at 8 o'clock, but at noon, you are somebody completely different. And like he was messing with Sugar Ray. He said, after you beat Hagler, you was like, I'm God. And Sugar Ray kind of laughed. He was like, I didn't say that. He said, well, I kind of said that. Because that ego, once you ain't going to get higher than that. You really not. When you believe that you are God-like and you have God-like abilities and you do something that's God-like and phenomenal, you ain't really going to find nothing higher than that. You just ain't. You're going to be searching for that high. And sometimes you got people chasing the dragon, and that's why they doing drugs or alcohol or whatever vice you might consider, because they chasing that dragon of doing something that they feel like transcends um, human was human. Something that's extraordinary. But and that's why you miss the beast, because you don't think the regular you could do that. You feel like the beast could do that. Regular you, that's something that, regular you is just whatever. That beast though, that beast will do that. That beast and you'll do that. Like, huh, oh, what you want me to do? You want to punch through that wall? Oh, no problem. I got that. I got that. Unleash it. Unleash him. Unleash him. You know, is it Kool-Aid or beer? No, that's just that's some lemonade. And I ain't no bully, Devin. Yep. you know, you know. as, no, I mean I still can run and jump, but the other thing about that, you know, is the transformation. Like it's not easy, man. It's not easy. It's not easy to go from being aggressive to not aggressive. It's not easy to go from being assertive to not assertive. And the reason why I say that, you know, and it might sound weird, but like Mike Tyson was talking about business, and he's like, I don't, he studied on businessmen and he got into business and he's doing very well at it actually. But a lot of times when you thinking certain people, business isn't the same high for some people. Like, see, combat and competition is person to person. It's very personal. Business is very impersonal because if you could beat me, you got to beat me. I come to beat you. But business, I can make a phone call, or you can make a phone call and have somebody say something or do something, and you never know, and they'll never tell you because that's really impersonal. They think, oh, they being slick, but truth be told, you're just suckers. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is because um, America confines that inner beast. America itself is built to confine that inner beast because we think sucker shit is honorable. And what I mean by that is, see, we played cowboys and Indians as kids, and we didn't realize the cowboys was the bad guys, not the Indians. That's sucker shit. We say, you got slavery this, slavery that, you guys was enslaved. No, people got enslaved because people had guns versus people who didn't have guns. Because they didn't want to they didn't want to try actual combat like that. They didn't want to have combat on the same type of field. They wanted to do some sucker shit. And then act like, oh, I'm the man. Look, you know what I'm saying? It's 30 of us with guns against 100 of y'all with nothing. And we're gonna set it up where at least 60 of y'all locked up. You see how manly we are? That's sucker shit. Sucker shit. This is why, I'm saying, it's hard to transform into something because this country is so sucker made. Like, person to talk crazy to you and they got the cops on speed dial. Let me get my camera phone out. What? So now you miss that beast, but you film because now more than ever, now people want to film everything. People want to talk shit, big shit, act real big hard, and then like old girl from the Black Ink thing, she got on Dad Night Night. My inner personality was thinking about doing to her, like, you know what I'm saying, like. And that's the other thing. Like, some people don't think when you're trying to transform, you don't realize anybody could get it. But most times, if you really, really like that, you don't really want to mess with people who are beneath your wrath. If you ain't on that kind of level that it's not really a challenge, don't mess with you for. And people don't realize it's hard to transform from that person because when you got to transform and deal in America, everybody got to be treated like a threat equally because of the underhanded sucker shit that they're capable of. But they wouldn't do it in real life. They wouldn't do it in person. They wouldn't do it in your face. They wouldn't. If they did it, they don't want to, they don't want you to know that they did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, chat, man. You know, hey, I feel you, Dapper. You know, like that's one of those things where, yeah, I know she said it was horrible, but telling me a triple threat. It's one of those things where you want people to transform, and you gotta let those people transform, man, because it ain't easy. Like people really think that when y'all see people that go through depression because they feel like they don't fit in. Like when y'all look at these soldiers committing suicide, they just don't. They train killers, man. It's hard to fit into society after that. It's hard. You think about guys who've been institutionalized when they're in prison. That's hard to fit into society. Not just the changes as far as technology, but it's hard, man. It's hard to transform yourself from this thing that society on one end deems negative, but on the other end is necessary and society needs. You know what I'm saying? They want you. They want trained beasts. They don't want wild beasts. The criminals are wild beasts. The cops are trained beasts. You get what I'm saying? That's what the military. The enemy. You would say the country's enemies are wild beasts, but the soldiers are trained beasts. But it's hard to transform from that beast into just a regular person because in some you just don't want to, and sometimes that evolution is more uncomfortable than comfortable, and it's difficult to be peaceful when you're so good at not being peaceful. Like when you good at when you good at aggression. When you're a wolf in wolf's clothing, you don't want to be no damn lamb, no sheep. You don't want to be no damn um, uh, fox. You don't want to be none of that shit. So to transform yourself is like a harsh thing that I commend people for. Because if you knew what they really were and really capable of, you know, only time a lot of times guys can be savage as they want to be is in bed. That's why you see so many guys. You wonder why these guys are womanizers or they got many women because you could be savage in the bedroom. That when you go from being a beast and it creates success in your life, the only other avenue outside of that when whatever that is the bedroom. You can be a success by being a savage in the bedroom. That's why you see people gravitating to the sexual element. You know what I'm saying? And then when that dies out for you, not you got people who just aimlessly going. That's where the drinking and the partying and the vice is going because the transformation into turning that beast into a different type of beast is a hard transition. That's why they was giving Kobe Bryant so much love. Like y'all don't know how hard it is to transition like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. See, taking it. He called it taking it there. you know. Oh man, but soldiers, man, soldiers, man. I'm not a soldier, but I definitely get it. I definitely get it. Um, just came up spur of the moment, but I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna get out of here. And I hope y'all understand. I hope y'all understand. I hope I was clear enough on what I was saying. But thank y'all. I'm gonna go get some wings now. Peace.